All right, today we're gonna bring a freezer, and this is a great deep freezer. If we're gonna set up, I have it in my garage. If you guys notice, I put it in my garage here because this is where it's gonna rely on. It's gonna sit here. Now, just to let you guys know, it's about 1.5 cubic feet chest freezer. The product size is about 26.6 in width, 17.5. And then dimensions is going to be the 30.3. So let's take a look at the rest of the stuff and see the temperature controls. Now, if you guys can see, the temperature controls, it's way in the bottom. It's in the lower place, all right? And this is where you're going to get most of the actual connection. When it turns green, that means it's powering up, it's freezing up. So right now we're on level 3, but if you ever need extra coldness, you could crank this up easily. Off the box, it comes with number 3 plug. Let's take a look at our plug. The plug connection is right here. If you ever need to move it, you could wind it back down, and then it has cable management support. Really good. I like about that. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about the actual freezer. And perfect if you're gonna set up in your garage. If you're gonna set up, this is an indoor freezer. Let's take a look at it and see some of the features, and then we'll take some measurements. 16 inches, I would say, not 17, 16 inches from there. The deeper part is going to be about close to 24 inches, about there, right? So 17, close to 17 to 24. You can always put ice creams if you want, or something, or maybe just a soda to get cool right away, or you want to put your 6-pack or something of beer instead of getting frozen. You could just, change it up. You could even change the actual temperature to, instead of freezing up, like right now I have it number 3. It came into frost on the side, but it's not enough to freeze the things right now. It will accumulate and it will freeze in time. So I like this, that has an extra basket. You can move it left or right. And if you guys notice, on the bottom, way in the bottom, there's actually a drain pipe, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna focus a little bit more. There's a drain pipe right there, so anytime you want to defreeze and turn it off and move it around, all the water will accumulate there, and then on the side of it, you would just unplug it and then let the water out. Very simple, easy to use. All right, best thing I like about this freezer, easy to open. It's not that heavy. There's no shocks or anything like that. It's just a manual lift. This is pretty much plastic on one end, but there's foam in the middle, of course. And the deepest part is the left side part. The other side, there's a big step in here if you want to just add certain things in here, certain products in here, certain meats on here. Like I said, we have that beautiful draining pipe right here. It will automatically drain your stuff out because it goes through here. If you guys can see it, pop it out. Best thing about this thing, if it gets too heavy, it's okay. It has wheels. You can move this around with wheels. It has wheels. They're only one directional wheels, but it's easy to manually move it around and change directions. All right, I like this part of it where you can see it, the actual meter. Instead of some freezers keep it inside, this one's outdoor so you guys can see it. My recommendation when you're setting something like this, make sure you leave at least a foot and a half apart, so air could come in, flow in here, because this is how it accumulates and it creates the actual coolness of the air. So let's take a look at how cold it is right now. We had it on for 24 hours and we have a level 3. So let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at the fridge itself. All right, on the outside is normal temperatures. I know in my hand, let me show you my hand. It's about the same temperature as out here, right? But look, all the coldness in the one side, this is where I'm talking about. It's going to suck in all the air. If you guys can see some of the ventilation, it needs to be sucking the air. So you make sure you're at least a foot and a half away from the wall, or maybe a couple of inches, so you can help the system out and circulate some air. Now let's take a look at the actual inside, and I'm going to open it up and see how cold it is. In the inside, it's about 42 right now, maybe 30s, but we haven't level 3 right now. If you guys can see, the sidewalls are 20 to 26, so we're gonna actually see the heat, the frost on the top, pretty much on the area. If you guys can see, this is the coldest part. We could even go down to 19 on some of the particular areas here. But the freezer itself, it reflecting a lot of the heat from the outside. There's no heat inside. It's all coolness. Like I said, the top of the actual fridge is where it actually starts freezing up a little bit more. That's where you're going to get the coldest part of it, and then it sinks all the way to the bottom. So I like this view. I like this whole stuff. It's very simple to use. I like how they set the whole thing up with that extra step. I love that it turns on, easy to set up, not heavy at all. It took one guy to set up. So simple. Well, overall, the freezer is a perfect item that you want to add to your garage or your back room or anywhere that you need extra space for any kind of frozen stuff, because unfortunately all the new fridges that you're purchasing don't have enough actual cubic space for any freezing stuff. And now, as a large family, you need extra meats, extra frozen stuff, and it's good to have emergency stuff. So this is a great addition to the actual family, and bringing something like this to the actual garage and just set it up. So anytime you have family coming over and you don't have enough food or anything, or you don't have to go to the market, it's good to have something like this. Now, my recommendation is just to have that extra foot on the side apart so air could come in there, and this will last you for many years and many seasons, of course. And like I said, this is something that you could set up. It doesn't take too much space, easy to roll out. One person can carry this. So I hope you guys enjoy the video.